Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today I am reviewing Smart Sweets. They currently are selling 8 different flavors in the supermarkets on Amazon, and I am going over all 8 flavors. We will look at the nutrition facts. We also will compare it to some of their rival candies and discuss some of the common ingredients found in Smart Sweets. Is it actually lower in sugar? What the heck is allulose? How do they do it? So let's go over it. I'm excited to eat all of this candy. I might get a stomachache, I might not. Who knows? Put your bets down. We'll see what happens. If you haven't already, press the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, and press the alert button so you never miss another home workout or a nutrition tip from me. Now, before I say anything negative about Smart Sweets, there are a ton of things that are great about Smart Sweets. And it's basically all on their package. 1, they are gluten-free. So if you are celiac, if you are gluten intolerant, and you really can't eat gluten because of an allergy, these candies are perfect for you. They also are free from sugar alcohols. If you've seen other sugar-free candies in the supermarkets, most of them use sugar alcohols, which can really upset people's stomachs. And like they all say, 0 added sugars to all of their candies to keep their calorie count low. And the whole brand is Kick Sugar Keep Candy, so it makes sense that they don't add any added sugars to it. But first, let's just address the elephant in the room. Nicole, are you sitting down on the ground? I am. I don't know about y'all, but I freaking love a ground sit. Second thing we gotta talk about is briefly, do I think sugar is addictive? My analysis, thought process, research, and experience on loving candy just as much as I do is that sugar is not addictive. Do I think people like sugar? Sure. Do I think people like sugar more than broccoli? Sure. I sometimes think I like broccoli more than sugar. It depends on the day, you know what I mean? Yes, research has shown that sugar lights up specific parts of our brain, but we don't have the withdrawals that we get if we overindulge in alcohol, drugs, and caffeine. With sugar, we just miss it. And we can crave it, but craving isn't the same as addiction. Now let's get to trying these things out. The first 2 I am gonna go over are the gummy bears, sour and regular. And I do have the Habaro gummies to try as well, because who doesn't love a gummy bear? Little fit tip, put these bad boys in the freezer. These 2, pretty tasty. Whenever you look at a Smart Sweets package and their rival package, you'll notice that Smart Sweets has 0 added sugars and the alternate candy has a lot. Like these Habaro has about 14 added sugars in just 1 serving, whereas Smart Sweets has none. So how the heck does Smart Sweets do it? Because when you look at the back, it says no added sugars, but they still have 36 grams of carbohydrates and only 9 grams of fiber in their snacks. So what are they using that is increasing the carbohydrates but decreasing the sugar and keeping the calories down low? And it is this fun secret ingredient called allulose. Then if you look at the bottom, they explain a little bit of what allulose is. But just for you to know, I'll give you a quick synopsis of allulose. Allulose is 70% as sweet as our table sugar, but 90% fewer calories than table sugar. And why is that?
I don't even know what that means.
It is because allulose is not metabolized in our bodies like table sugar is. Instead, because our body doesn't metabolize or doesn't use allulose as fuel, whereas our body uses table sugar as fuel. Gram to gram, table sugar has 4 calories per gram, allulose has 0.4 calories per gram. Wild. Knowing that this is in our food and you haven't heard of it, should we be scared of it? And per the FDA, it is described as grass, which is generally regarded as safe. And some research has shown that allulose helps decrease that glucose spike after a meal. So it's a win-win for people with diabetes when you're trying to decrease your sugar content, and these Smart Sweets may just be the ticket. I've talked about allulose for long enough. We're gonna taste these sour gummies first. And if you look at the difference of, this is the Smart Sweets softer, and this is just a Habaro gummy, a little denser. I wouldn't say they're sour, but there is a coating of like citric acid and I think a little bit of monk fruit on the outside, which is just a sugar alternative. And then let's try the regular ones, still softer than the Habaro. They don't have have as much flavor as the sour ones. They are chewy, they are sweet, but as we just said, allulose isn't as sweet as sucrose, so it won't taste as sweet as regular. But let's give it a shot and see what the regular ones taste like. Don't mind if I do. Twist my freaking arm to eat some candy. Obviously, I'm gonna do a red one though, right? The red ones are the best ones. So compared to both of these do taste a little bit more of that artificial fruit taste where it doesn't really taste like strawberry, but it tastes like that artificial strawberry. And these are a little bit more dull in flavor, but they still taste pretty good. Surprisingly, I like the sour gummy bears a little bit more just because of that outer laying, a little bit of a tart flavor. Definitely changes things up. Still very chewy, just like the Haribo, so it doesn't stick to your teeth. Great alternative. Also, 9 grams of fiber. Pretty sick. Let's do one more before we go over the fiber content in the Smart Sweets. And those are the Sour Patch Kids and the Sour Blast Buddies. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I haven't tasted the Sour Blast Buddies yet. I should probably give you a little comparison, right? Okay, here's the comparison. This is Smart Sweets, this little guy, a little bit softer. Whereas this is a little more firm, the Sour Patch. Littler, it's bigger. All right, surprisingly, not a crazy difference. Definitely less sweet than the Sour Patch Kids. And on the nutrition label, 100 calories in 50 grams of the Sour Blast Buddies, and 210 calories of the Sour Patch Kids in only 50 grams. So that means Sour Patch has about 2 times as much calories than the Sour Blast Buddies. A great choice that y'all could do is do half Sour Patch, half Smart Sweets, so that you still decrease your calories, but you still have some of the fun candy that you like, as well as some fiber and less sugar. Really not the worst idea. Now, quick little intermission for some science. On the back of this, you see that they have a lot of fiber. The watermelons have 13 grams of fiber in a whole pouch, 13 grams in the peach, 13 grams in the Swedish fish, 10 grams in the sweet chews, 12 grams of fiber in the twists, 13 grams in here, and 9 grams in your gummy bears. And how do they do it? There are 2 ingredients that they use mainly, and those are the soluble corn fiber as well as chicory root, or inulin, as you might have heard it before. Both soluble corn fiber and chicory root, or inulin, is considered a fiber. Fiber is great for many reasons, 3 of which is to decrease the bad cholesterol, help you have a successful and healthy bowel movement, as well as keep you feeling full and satisfied between meals. It is well known that people do not eat enough fiber in their diet, whereas women are supposed to have roughly around 25 grams of fiber a day, and men roughly around 38 grams a day. That is sometimes very difficult to have. I really encourage you to eat fiber in your whole foods, like your fruits, vegetables, whole grains. If you are not getting enough fiber and you want a sweet treat, and your sweet treat has some added fiber in it, I don't hate that idea. I actually think, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but I actually think having a candy like this is not the worst idea. You get to acknowledge and squash a sweet tooth craving as well as increase your fiber. I actually think that's a win-win. And a fun fact about soluble corn fiber, super thrilling. I know that's exactly what you wanted to learn today was soluble corn fiber. A trial showed that when people added soluble corn fiber in their diet, they felt fuller longer between meals, and the nutrient absorption was slower, meaning it may help decrease that glucose spike. So the hypothesis is with the soluble fiber that's added in the Smart Twist, you'll feel more satisfied for longer with these than you would with the regular Twizzlers. The second ingredient I talked about was inulin or chicory root. They're synonyms for each other. They're the same thing, tomato. So fun fact about chicory root, when we digest inulin, it is fermented in our colon, which can help produce good gut bacteria for good gut health. And it is true, if you have too much fiber, you may get some things that you wouldn't want to happen on a first date. I'm talking cramps, gas, constipation, and maybe even some loose stools. Super awkward, so don't go eating 3 bags of Smart Sweets before a date. You know? Now that we talked so much about fiber, let's try some of the candy with added fiber. These are the newer, it should be like a Red Vine or a Twizzler. I don't think I've actually ever had a red vine. What they look like. Obviously, this is the red twist, and this is a Twizzler. Like the other ones, this is a little bit squishier. This is pretty darn firm. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I really don't like Twizzlers. The only Twizzler I like is the ones that you can pull apart. Those, freaking dream. Those pull apart Twizzlers, I would have at all my sleepovers. These just taste like plastic to me with a little sugar. Not a big fan of these. So let's see how this Smart Sweets does. Y'all, honestly, I am very surprised at how much I like these because I was like, how could they be good? I don't really like Twizzlers. How would I like these? And these are chewier than regular Twizzlers. I really like these. So now that I know I like these a little bit more than the Twizzlers, let's take a gander at their nutrition label. For 50 grams of red twist, it's about 110 calories. And for 30 grams, 100 calories. Really not too off with the calorie amounts. This has 14 grams of added sugar, which red twist, of course, have 0 added sugars, and only 2 grams of actual sugar in the treat. Honestly, taste these, taste these, taste these. Sweet shoes. How cute! I actually was not expecting them to come in little packages, but they come in little packages just like regular Starburst. One bag, 45 grams, is about 120 calories, and then one package, 58 grams, 240. Let's do pink on pink because if you're gonna eat a Starburst, you need a pink one. Okay, obviously Starburst, and then this is the Smart Chew. Again, the Smart Chews are just so much squishier, and they have the same color, which is all from plant-based ingredients. I think this is the first one I don't really enjoy. And let me tell you why. It reminds me of a little bit more of a bitter Now and Later, but chewier than a Now and Later. Not my favorite. Yep, 100%. This is the first one. This is the first one that I 100% recommend the actual candy, 100% recommend the actual candy over the Smart Sweets. I'm sorry, Smart Sweets. This one, it just didn't do it for me. Go for these. Don't worry about those. Go for these. Sometimes the healthier alternative really isn't worth it, and in this case, not worth it. All right, well, that's a little bit of a disappointment. So let's try Swedish fish. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I already know I like these, so let's do this. I don't know why I never knew this. Only 5 fish is 1 serving.
Only 5 fish?
That's actually highly disappointing. 5 pieces, which is 30 grams, 110 calories. 50 grams, 100 calories. Swedish fish? Sorry, this is, my gosh, Nicole. My gosh, Nicole, can you do anything right? So here's the difference. This is Smart Chews, this is regular Swedish fish. I think I'm just overdoing it right now, tasting them all, and they all taste like a little bit the same. The Smart Sweets red fish are a little bit more tart and actually more flavorful than the regular Swedish fish, but the regular Swedish fish are definitely sweeter, taste more like straight up sugar. I might actually choose the Smart Sweets over the Swedish fish, which is very surprising to me because I used to really like Swedish fish. But if I can get some extra fiber, I'm into this. I just love fiber. Maybe that's the thing. Well, 2 more things to taste, and then we are done. Peach rings. It's 11 p.m. at night, you know, just eating sugar. It's gonna be good. Gonna be able to sleep.
Awesome!
All right, peach rings. For a serving size. There are literally only 4 rings for 1 serving size. That seems unfair. That seems against the law. 4 rings is 100 calories. That's about 30 grams. And then 50 grams, 100 calories. So 100% the winner for the calories, but really, calories are so boring to count. Peach rings, a little bit thicker. And then Smart Sweets peach rings, they're kind of see-through. The Smart Sweets is definitely chewier and it definitely stuck into my teeth a lot more. So based purely on texture, regular peach rings win. The other candies really haven't stuck to my teeth as much as the peach rings have. It does have that coating that I like that was from the gummy bears at the first tasting, but these are pretty good. Last thing I'm gonna try, and here's the thing, I bought all these candies the week of Valentine's, and I should have thought about it, but I could not find the actual watermelon bites, which is crazy. Those are my favorite candies. And I think they're my favorite candies because one time I learned Taylor Swift's favorite candies were watermelon bites. I don't know if that's even true. That's what I heard, and then they became my favorite candy. So now I'm not sure if it's because Taylor Swift or it's because I had an original thought. Who knows? But right now, after tasting all of these taste the most artificial sweetening. Before I go over my rank list, I just want to reiterate, if you're realizing that you are over-consuming candy and over-consuming added sugars, these might be a fun thing to add into your diet. If you're like, Nicole, I really like my candy, but I want to start incorporating some of these lower sugar alternatives, what should I do? I think a great option for you would be doing half a bag of what they're trying to compete against and half of the bag of the healthier variety or the lower sugar variety. I think that would be such a fun snack. You get the fun food, you get the added fiber, lower sugar food, and you're able to squash that craving in a healthier way. This is my rank list. And coming in 8th place, watermelon chews. Here's the thing, probably not gonna buy these ever again. Get stuck in my teeth, not a fan. And number 1, you guys have to squash all of these. Don't buy any of these. You gotta try the red twist. I'm obsessed. I think these are the ones I'm gonna buy like all the time now. Yeah. If you liked today's video, be sure to press that like button, subscribe to my channel, press the alert button, all the YouTube things. Y'all, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you've tried Smart Sweets, tell me your favorite flavor. All right, y'all, until next week, be sure to eat your fruits and vegetables, drink your water, be kind to those around you, and I'll see y'all next week.